My name is Michael Stone, and I teach yoga in Toronto, where I run a center called Center of Gravity Sangha, which is a community of people who are interested in the integration of yoga practices, Buddhist practices, and taking the internal path of yoga through the postures and meditation, and figuring out how to apply those practices to their everyday life, particularly the household life of being in a family and being in a community. And my own background is studying yoga, and also I'm a psychotherapist, and also I'm a Buddhist teacher. So I'm very interested in how all those things come together, and how they come together for householders, for people who live in a contemporary urban environment where life is overscheduled and stressful. What is yoga? This is a good question. It's probably the most misunderstood term, though it's so popular. The term yoga actually comes from a Sanskrit root, which means yuj, which is a verb, which means to unite. But actually, when it's taken out of its verbal form and we get the term yoga, it means united or union, that everything is already inherently interconnected. So I like to translate the term yoga as intimacy, the inherent intimacy of all things. So in a way, yoga is not something you do, because you don't do intimacy. In other words, yoga is something that we wake up to. And so how do you live in a way where we're truly intimate with our lives, truly intimate with the body? Most of us are not intimate with our body. We're intimate with our ideas about our body. We see images of the body, and then we try and replicate those images, whether they're from fashion magazines or whatever. So the practice of yoga is becoming intimate and honest with this body, and to be alive within this body. Or to be intimate with emotions, to really be fully in sadness or loneliness, without escaping from it through shopping or through whatever means we tend to escape our lives. Overeating, overanalyzing. To understand that yoga is about uniting our life with our life. And that may sound esoteric or philosophical, but it has to do with being alive in every moment. And in yoga, we start with the body. Your body is always grounded and always breathing. So we start by bringing our attention and our awareness to this body that is breathing in order to be fully in our lives. And so much of the time we're sleeping and distracted. And it's so easy in modern life to be really distracted. So how can we use our practice in a way to bring us into present experience, starting with the body? What yoga means to me is finding different practices and ways that I can be really connected to what's going on in my life. I'm a father, so how can I be a present father? I'm in a body, how can I take care of this body? I'm in a community, how can I serve my community? I live in a family, how can I serve that family? So taking care of this side and taking care of this interdependent matrix that we call our lives. And so much of the time, we're not fully in our lives. And so the way I conceive of yoga is a practice that helps us wake up to the complexity of our lives. And it begins by waking up the body, and then that leads to other phases of the practice, like waking up to the imbalances of our immune system, healing the imbalances of the digestive system, healing the imbalances in our economy, healing the imbalances in our government. And all of this way of healing imbalances is what we call yoga. Yoga has impacted my life in many ways. For one, when I started practicing yoga, I was very depressed. And so I was really stuck in a kind of negative vortex of ruminating and as a young person, as a teenager, not really being sure what to do with my life. And so starting to practice yoga really helped me to feel what I was feeling and not be stuck in it. And this body that I wasn't taking good care of, how to start taking care of the body and being alive in the body. And then also, when one is really self-centered, we don't experience a sense of gratitude or appreciation for our lives. And trying to cultivate that too as a way of healing. So, yoga means many things. On a personal level, it's healing imbalances. And on a social level, it's connecting with friends and family and building community so that my values are actually being enacted in my life. So you could say yoga practice is integrating our values and our life in a way that's expressive. Yeah.